Right, so I'm back at the castle, and as I said in my last video, I'm going to do a 4 challenge shot. There's a guy I watch on YouTube, his name's Nigel Danson, and one of his recent videos is he went out and he'd done 5 images. It was as if he was using film, so he couldn't check his images. He wasn't checking on the camera or anything like that. He was basically going on the knowledge, and just when he got home he would check them. So I thought, yeah, it's a good thing to try. So basically what I have to do is take the settings according to what they are at the time and hope I'm doing it right, and try and sort of use what limited knowledge I've got. And the images that I'm going to get is going to be 1 wildlife, 1 landscape, 1 black and white, and 1 macro shot. So I'm going to start off with the wildlife because I'm up at the castle and I know the kestrels fly by here, and there's also a lot of garden variety birds, chaffinches, robins, goldfinches, pied wagtails. There's also crows and blackbirds and stuff like that, so yeah, I should be able to get something in a reasonably decent amount of time. And then I'll move on to the other bits, which means I'll move out the castle and see what I can get. Okay, see you about. Right, so after 2 hours of waiting, people turning up at the castle and that, and waiting about, the small birds like say your chaffinches, the goldfinches and that I do see in here, they stopped appearing. And just as I was getting ready to sort of say, right, I've had enough in the castle, I'm going to move elsewhere and see what I can get, kestrel appeared. And it was like the whole family appeared, so it's like I thought they'd maybe have fledged on. There was 3 or 4 of them floating about. So I got my 1 image. Don't know what like it is. I'll know when I go home, I get to check it. It could be good, it could be bad. But the thing that I also done, because it was the kestrels, the way they were hovering on the wing and things like that, they weren't just zooming back for it. So I'm doing some extra pictures of them. I'll throw them up as a bonus, but it's not the 1 picture challenge I was after that. That's the one I'll discuss in the video as it goes on. So, but I've got my images, so I'm pretty chuffed. So now I'm going to have my smoke, a wee bit of my coffee, and pack the kit up, and I'm going to move around. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to go and do my macro next. Right, so I decided I put the macro lens on the camera, and I went there and had a look. Loads of bees and that, one settling on the floor long enough to get an image, and then just right there, wee wasp sitting floating about doing what wasps do on the flower. Got an image, so that's 2 out of my 4 done, and I've not left the castle. So my next one now is a landscape and a black and white. So I'm going to now go for a wander around the park and crack on with the 2. And then hopefully go home with some good images to edit. Don't know. No checking the camera. So happy days. Right, that's me done my landscape. If you look round, I've got the castle with the trees there blocking out the tower box at the back. So I've actually got one of the castle on it saying it's a proper one for a change, so I'm quite chuffed with that. Used the polarizer on it as well, so hopefully it'll come out right. See when I go home. But that's me, I've got 1 black and white image left to take, and then that's it. So I'll get cracking on next time. Right, this wee fella here, that's going to be my black and white image. I had given up and was walking up the road. I just decided I was going to try and take a portrait of my daughter's cat. But there's not many of these wee fluffy things left, so I'll try for that. I'll get set up. I'm just going to use a 50mm lens, see what I get, and that'll be me going up the road. Right, see you in a bit. So looking back, the challenge of the video was to take 4 photographs without checking in camera and stuff like that. It was difficult to go back to that way thinking like you would when you've done film, because you didn't know what you've got. In terms of pushing my skill base, I think every now and again I'm going to go out and do that instead of just going out and relying on the camera. I'm just every now and again go out and just say I'm taking like 5 shots and that's all I'm going to take. So we'll see how that goes. So I think that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching the video, and if you have, feel free to hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one.